What is going on, Crisis Actors? It is episode 963 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. That was a bit of a dramatic intro. Because if you weren't aware, this is our last day in the studio, both of us, prior to Thanksgiving and my move, when you're going to be seeing me on the show remotely instead. A lot of people have periodically been asking what's going on, and we keep bringing it up, but people are tuning in at different times during the episodes. Anyway, it's a good day. I was lucky enough to share in some home-baked cookies earlier. Thanks to Brett. Actually, thanks to Olivia.
Yeah, not
he
me.
brought them.
Yeah,
he brought them. So
yes, Olivia baked cookies for everybody, and before the show, I trudged over to the main building. It was raining, but because I am such a generous person and I want to share my beautiful wife's baked goods with everybody,
we're feeling not the holiday spirit, but the premature Christmas spirit.
It's the Thanksgiving season, which means it's almost the Christmas season.
Yeah. I saw a chat in there before we started that said, like, wow, I'm so excited for season 3 of Pop Culture Crisis.
It's still season 1.
And I was like, wait a minute, when did we go to season 2? I guess this studio, instead of the Castle studio, would be considered season 2.
So no,
and then remote would be season 3.
Everything has always been season 1, and I'll tell you why. When I have to put the Spotify episode up every day, it's season 1, episode 963. But I started designating my weekend updates as season 0, and now collab efforts as season 2, just for my own edification when I'm doing the thumbnail or the detailing for the audio uploads. But
we are entering a new era for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
And they also said, it's going to go off without a hitch. I don't know if I'm as optimistic as you that it's going to go off completely without a hitch, but I appreciate your energy. I want to bring more positive energy to this change.
I have been
synergy, y'all.
I have been so I've recorded several runs with different people over audio, over it's not Zoom. We're not doing it through Zoom.
Similar.
But the look of the show will stay the same. Like visual aesthetic, everything will be the exact same thing that you see right now. The only difference is Mary. Like if we put a green screen behind Mary, other than a slight delay, then theoretically you wouldn't know the difference. But there have been all sorts of tech complications that I've been working through little by little. I did a show with Colonel Kurtz, resolved those tech issues. I did the interview with Dallas over at the Daily Wire. That one had minimal tech issues, which was my fault on my end, which I fixed. And then I recorded a 1-hour episode with Verbal Riot last night. He's a regular contributor over on Film Threat. And it went well outside of a couple of internet latency issues, which I'm hoping will be resolved because you'll hopefully have a wired internet connection when we, finish this move, and everything. And my hope is that everything will look and feel as close to what we're doing now. All the complications by the time it's done should be on my end. Like the only person who should be stressing about it is me when we're doing it. It should look as similar and feel as similar for you guys as possible.
I wouldn't say I'm not stressing, but I'm also
I meant like their audience's end, not your end.
Okay, yeah. I am noticeably a little bit more chill about it than you, but I understand why.
Yeah.
It's a big change. We have a couple of $20 super chats here. Shane H. Wilder said, "Happy Tuesday, Brett and Mary. The video for Mary's last day in studio is out. I just wanted to relive some of the memories from 3 years in studio before you go remote. Warning, some people told me they teared up at the end."
So what I did was...
oh my goodness.
I scrubbed through it. I think we'll start it at the 3-minute mark and watch the last 2.5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Show. Yeah, we'll wait until we're closer to the end of the show to pull that up later. And we have another from Pop Culture Junkie, wishing you both a joyful Thanksgiving. I'm flying to Houston for annual 6-day trip and 27th Thanksgiving with my Texas friends.
Awesome.
Mary, wishing you a surprise-free move and hope you're out of cardboard box land pronto.
Amen.
Yeah, not to worry about that. I am like anti-cardboard boxes, so I only used see-through plastic bins, so I know what's in every single box. And there aren't actually that many of them because, as you guessed, Brett, I live a relatively minimalist lifestyle aside from my overpacked closet. Like, I realized through this move, my biggest financial asset is my clothing collection. Yeah. So there's a lot of that.
I don't know why. Like I've never seen your apartment, but I could guess that it was.
No,
minimalist.
you are completely correct. Yeah,
makes perfect sense. Guys, also tomorrow I am going to be coming into the studio. I am going to record a solo episode. I hope it to be about 45 minutes long. Maybe it makes it longer. If it was live, it would probably be about an hour because there would probably be interactions with the chat and all that stuff. But I've got some stuff that I do want to talk about tomorrow that will be fun to at least make a video on. And the way these segments will be put out between Mary's 2 days this weekend, or today and yesterday, there will be at least some Mary content coming out once a day all the way up until the 6th of January. So you shall not want for Mary. You may want more, but you will not be without.
I was just thinking back on around this time last year when we had just recently moved into this studio space, and we recorded this absolutely insane clickbait video of us where we were like, why we left or whatever. Or what was it? What was the thumbnail?
It was the truth about our channel.
The truth. Let me see if I can find it. It was just, it obviously did well.
And it was like, we moved, guys.
Yeah, and the whole thing was just us like chatting about random bullshit. But that was just after the election.
Yep.
I can't find it now.
But it did pretty well.
The bowels of the channel.
So guys, next week, so again, if you're looking for reiteration here, there will not be live shows next week because of the move and getting all of this stuff done. Now, I have a couple of options when it comes to this. I could do some one-person shows during that time period, do a couple of one-hour episodes, maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, either way. I want to be able to make sure that there is more than one segment coming out every day, all the way up until we pick the show back up on the 8th. We're working on it. It's all kind of up in the air. I've lost more than a few. I've had more than a few gray hairs over the last couple of weeks.
You haven't lost any hair.
No, I have not lost.
Turning gray.
No, when I posted the fat versus thin picture of me, somebody said a hairline, an envious hair. No, they said an envious hairline. They were complimenting my hairline.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah, that's
you do have a good hairline.
Yeah,
you do.
It's not quite Justin Bieber levels, but have you ever seen his hairline? His hairline is incredible. Like his hair goes like down. It's amazing.
Okay. Yeah. I never noticed that as a believer myself.
I know this because he used to have kind of a fade like mine, but it would go all the way to here. It was crazy.
He does have a very short forehead. Yeah. Actually, it's a little bit Neanderthalish.
Yeah, a little bit.
We have another 20 from Weary Traveler. My first episode back in a while, and I hear Mary is leaving the studio. I need to come out from under my rock. Yeah, where have you been, dude? Yep. We've been talking about this for a little bit now. But yeah, that's the news. I'm not going anywhere in the long run. I'm just going to be streaming with Brett remotely. That's the news.
Yep. And if there's any tech issues that we have, once it starts, we're going to work through it. And I don't think that it's going to be the biggest deal. I think what you want more than anything is the content, and you want to hear what Mary has to say. And as long as we can make that happen, I think
and more
guests. Okay. We're gonna have to work on that. What I want to do is I want to get through a couple of weeks of just you and I.
We want to get used to the swing of things, but more guests, we've been wanting to do for a long time.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. So we got a bunch of stuff to get into today, but before we get started, as always, guys, please hit the like button on this video. Please, please, please hit the like button on this video. One of the best ways you can help channels like this out is to hit the like button on the videos, so that the algorithm knows. It's true. Oh, please, please, please. Yeah. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you've not subscribed here yet already. We've had some fantastic growth on the channel lately. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And also double check to make sure that you are subscribed, to make sure that YouTube hasn't done any of that funny business and unsubscribed you from the channel. So what are we getting into today? Well, I noticed a trend last weekend and I didn't know how we were going to talk about it, but there is the quarter zip trend, and you're going to wonder what that is. There is a whole discourse around racism and white supremacy. I'm not kidding.
Yes, I mean, you're right.
I guess it's white fashion standards rather than white beauty standards.
These rambunctious, mischievous young black males have decided to start wearing quarter zip sweaters,
and it's made for amazing skit content.
and they're trying to become the respectable, hardworking, polite young gentlemen that they should be.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about what that means for society.
So we've got that. Also, Chinese streamer slavery.
So this is what I've been sitting on for a while. You might be confused. That's okay. You'll remain confused until we get to it. But basically, the streaming industry in China is absolutely insane and kind of terrifying once you start falling down that rabbit hole.
So we're going to discuss that. Also, Meadow Lane. If you don't know what Meadow Lane is, it is a luxury grocery store. I don't know how that can even exist when a regular grocery store has the prices of a luxury grocery store, but there you are.
Yeah.
And New Yorkers are pissed.
Yeah, it's basically the successor to Erewhon on the East Coast this time, and people are getting food poisoning and anaphylaxis from their expensive groceries.
There you go. We're going to talk about that. We got a bunch of other stuff to get into. If you're ready, we can go. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go for it, guys.
Taylor Swift really set a high bar when it comes to pop star documentaries, but Charli XCX is trying to follow in her footsteps. You might recall that Charli XCX was responsible for the Brat Summer craze last year, following up to the election, and she's trying to keep her career popping after Brat has already fallen out of vogue. And she has just announced that she is releasing a Charli XCX official documentary in theaters in January next year. I don't know what it's supposed to be called. She said The Moment. Maybe it's called The Moment.
Okay.
It's about the moment that she was having last year when everyone was suddenly learning of her existence. I felt left out because, I was a fan of Charli XCX way before Brat ever happened. And once Brat came out, I was listening to the album and I didn't think it had to be this political thing where I support Kamala just because I listened to these songs. But now Charli is trying to capture that magic again in this documentary that takes itself extremely seriously. Be warned, if any of you in the audience have epilepsy or you're sensitive to flashing lights, I'm warning you right now, this is not the trailer for you. So just close your eyes.
Charli. Wait, don't. No, it's fine. They're with me, so. Don't worry.
Okay. We're deleting this?
Yes.
Delete this.
That's Rachel Sennett, by the way.
How does it feel to have claimed a whole summer? Not many people can say that they've done that. Yeah.
I actually think Colbert is more annoying than Kimmel.
Honestly, I could see that argument.
I mean, it just kind of happened.
Is it weird when I do that?
No, I like it.
You sure?
Yeah.
That girl is tore up.
A24 is producing.
Of course it's A24.
Because, yeah.
I knew I hated it for
We
a
knew.
reason.
Massive thing.
Run it from the top. Is it kind of painful? When I felt like people started to care about me.
You saved my life, and I drew this picture of you.
Thanks. Nothing else matters. They're not gonna die after an album cycle. I might. Nothing was more important than Brat. It was a fucking disaster.
Sorry.
Is that me? That's supposed to be you. Yeah.
The moment. Okay. It takes itself incredibly seriously.
Yes, it does.
She is doing a retrospective on Brat Summer and what it meant for the world and her life and her career. And suddenly all these people realize that the girl who made Boom Clap in the 2010s actually has some talent. So I just want to give you a glimpse into Charli XCX as a person because she is trying to also market a new Substack blog where she is writing essays, the first of which is about the harsh realities of being a pop star. But before we get to that, I want to show her clip on this popular show called Subway Takes, where this guy asks people for their hot, controversial takes on the subway.
Okay, here we go.
Is not important.
She said music is not important.
Yes.
Music is not important? 100% disagree. Wait, why?
Well, the thing is, artistry is important, and some artists don't have artistry.
Some artists don't have artistry.
For me, It's like music alone is just not giving me the world. Like, I need an artist to create the world.
The world building.
A great artist to me is
Mary loves that. She loves lore in music.
more than the songs. It's the entire culture
Right.
and space that they inhabit.
It's Prince.
It's like Lou Reed. It's Young Lean.
I'm vibing with what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? The artistry.
I make music.
Are you a good artist? Do you have
I'm a
artistry?
great artist, bad musician.
Oh, see, I love that. That's cool. That's fine. Music's not important.
I'll send you a link to my SoundCloud.
Can't wait.
What's your favorite lyric?
Lavender Lamborghini roll up in a blue bikini.
I know that one.
I mean, that's artistry.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
forgot who it is
good.
though. Is that Big Sean?
No, it's me. It's okay.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it goes lavender Lamborghini, roll up in a blue bikini. Bitches on the beaches looking super cute and freaky.
What song is that from?
Vroom vroom.
I do know that song.
Well, not evidently not.
I don't listen to lyrics. I don't listen to lyrics because the music's
Cool.
not important to me.
Some artists have a song, but a song isn't enough.
A song is not music.
No, it is. A
It's
song
not
is
art,
music.
But it's not art.
Sometimes it's not.
Who's a bad artist?
I can't do that.
Just give me one bad artist.
I can't.
Even when you're supposed to give your hot takes, the women don't want to insult anyone, apparently. No one specifically.
You get the point. We're not exactly dealing with an intellectual heavyweight here, and her British accent helps just a tiny bit. You know, I do wish sometimes that I had that accent and I could sound way smarter.
That would be nice.
But Charli claims that people are desperate to prove that she is stupid because she's a pop star. You can learn a lot about somebody by the people they surround themselves with and their friend group. Rachel Sennett is an actress who was briefly cameoed in that trailer for her documentary, and she was also featured on Subway Takes. You're gonna love this one.
Okay.
Everyone needs to get addicted to one thing at least once in their life to prove to themselves that they can break an addiction.
100% disagree.
100% disagree.
Yes, you don't want to play with the fire.
Play with the fire.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm half Irish my entire life. My dad was like, watch out, addiction will get you. And I was like, no, it won't. And then it did a little. And then I fought the demons.
How much is a little?
Just like 1 year.
A little rumsprunga?
A little rumspring of getting addicted to something.
Can we talk about what it was?
I dabbled in nicotine. I'm pulling away.
Nicotine?
Yes.
I'm still addicted to nicotine.
Yeah, it's...
Wait, I just saw you smoking a cigarette.
Stop saying that. I was...
Wait,
But can I tell you
didn't
something?
dabble. You're
Stop. You can have a cigarette if you're in Europe, and New York sort of counts as Europe at this point.
And if you're out with your friends.
Immigration will do that to you.
And if you're out with your friends.
And if you're in a group of 4 more people.
Yeah, sure.
And if you're doing Seafood Tower.
And if you've had a glass of wine.
And if you're addicted to nicotine.
But yes, but that, other than that, addiction over.
I'm going to go ahead and continue to push back on that.
Okay.
Because I've had my times where I say, look, I'll just try these opioids.
No. I'm not saying I don't think you should try opioids. You could get like addicted to like a weird workout routine. I was addicted to laxatives for 1 year.
What?
She was addicted to laxatives, I guess.
Is that just a weight loss thing?
I guess.
Take is ultimately wrong and dangerous and bad. And you said opioids, and I went, I didn't mean it like that. I had 3 shakes, and the other 2 felt worse and more controversial at the time.
What are the other takes?
I'm not going to say them out loud. Now I'm scared.
Just say one.
No. Forcing me to say my takes on the train so they can tear me down. Vulnerability is a strength. I want to change my take to vulnerability is a strength. That feels like it'll do better than whatever I said before.
Who's the guy? That's the host?
He runs the show, yeah. It's like a
100%
micro
agree.
podcast, if you would call it that.
Okay, yes.
So anyway, you
what's your
get
take?
the
He's
picture
like-
now of like, these are the types of people that Charli XCX surrounds herself with.
The guy does look like Mark Ruffalo if Mark Ruffalo had to be on something that wasn't a
Little
movie. Yeah.
I see it. So Charli XCX is still trying to prove that she is the thinking man or thinking woman or thinking they's pop star. And in her Substack essay titled The Realities of Being a Pop Star, she lists out a lot of the pros and cons of this line of work. Mostly the cons, though. She is clear that she gets to do a lot of things that normal people can't. She says, you know, you get to go to great parties in a black SUV and smoke cigarettes in the car and scream out of the sunroof and all of that cliche shit. At these parties, you get to meet interesting people and they want to actually meet you. You get to wear fabulous clothes, shoes, and jewelry. You get your own security guard who trails you around the party, making sure you don't lose the extortionate earrings sitting on your earlobes. And let some random person you've just met in the bathroom try on the necklace around your neck that is equivalent to the heart of the ocean. You get free shit like phones and laptops and trips and shroom gummies and headphones and clothes. And you get to enter restaurants through the back entrance and give a smile to the head chef who probably hates you. She lists out a bunch of the pros. Most of them are very shallow.
Yeah, it's like, what was it? Just yesterday, I was talking to you about, like, I was reading this thing about why TVs are now so cheap. It's like all the stuff that you get comped is the stuff that's just not all that important.
Yeah, most of it just ends up in a landfill.
I watched like a 30-minute video. I forget the channel name. The video was great, though, about, like, some of the most horrific, like, theft in the music industry of like artists who made like nothing, like TLC making like 10 cents a record and over 10 million records, so they all got like, they walked away with like less than nothing by the time it was done.
Weirdly, extortionate record deals are not something that are mentioned in this piece. She's just mentioning things related to like social media backlash and le patriarchy. She said, another thing about being a pop star is that you can't avoid the fact that some people are simply determined to prove that you are stupid. I've always been fascinated by this and think it has something to do with projection. Being a pop star has always been about being a fantasy, and the fantasy is decided by the consumer. Marketing and strategy and presentation can do its best. Oh my gosh, she said it's best with an apostrophe in its. People are determined to prove I'm stupid. Uses the wrong it's.
Yeah.
Like, most people are pretty much illiterate, but I would expect you to be literate if you start a Substack and expect people to respect you as some kind of intellectual. Yeah. Anyway, she continues, sometimes people don't like to be lumped in with general consensus. They like to go against the grain of public opinion, and that's when a totally opposite, defiant stance is born. Instead of she's a sex symbol, it becomes she's a whore. Instead of she's anarchic, it's she's an effing drug addict. Instead of, and why would anyone think that you're a drug addict? It's just that you write songs about recreational ketamine use and release a vinyl that is filled with miscellaneous white powder.
She was like, she probably patted herself on the back when she said anarchic.
Instead of she's intelligent, it's she's pretentious and said a whole load of nothing, and so on and so on. That is quite literally what we just watched in your Subway take.
I mean, that's
you said a whole lot of nothing.
That's how I feel when anybody does these like flowery written write-ups about themselves. It always feels like it's just a bunch of words strung together.
Because they like talking about themselves. I find that this is often where the stupidity narrative is born. I've always wondered why someone else's success triggers such rage and anger in certain people. And I think it boils down to the fact that the patriarchal society we unfortunately live in has successfully brainwashed us all. We are still trained to hate women, to hate ourselves, and to be angry at women if they step out of the neat little box the public perception has put them in. I think subconsciously people still believe there is only room for women to be a certain type of way, and once they claim to be one way, they better not dare grow or change or morph into something else. People obviously want the clicks, and an opposite stance is more likely to get that. When I joined Substack, there were a flurry of think pieces and questions as to why. Some theorized on the desire for long-form content and a deeper connection with a fan base. Some were purely excited. Some suggested I might be heeding the advice of my record label in an attempt to be omnipresent across all platforms. Some were surprised I even had enough brain cells left to write because of all that partying I do. The truth is, I've always loved writing, so why the F not? I felt generally welcome to the community, but also did see a small wave of people being annoyed I'd broken down the walls of my box they were determined to keep me in. The box, or should I say brand, of the party girl who smokes cigs, does coke, loves the color green, and has the capacity for nothing else. To them, I'm a silly little idiot because that's what they desire me to be. I guess sometimes that's just part of the deal. Like, I would actually be open to, like, digesting your thoughts in a written format if you had anything interesting to say. But by publishing this, you proved all of those people who think you're stupid right.
It's just an unbelievable level of self-obsession.
It's insane.
I suppose it's probably pretty prolific to it probably happens to probably a pretty prolific degree for people of that level of fame, where you don't know anything else but yourself, so you become self-obsessed and you start to, I guess it's more common in society these days anyways, when people talk about the idea of identity and what you identify as, is there's just this deep-seated need to build some type of mythology or lore around yourself. It's not to be weird, but it's just not that serious.
No,
it's just not.
No, it's just Brat Summer.
It's fine.
It was never supposed to be that deep.
Yeah, it's really not.
Oh my gosh, if Kamala Harris has a cameo in the documentary, I'm going to flip out.
I'm sure she will. It's not that deep. And I feel like maybe society has just gotten so smooth. It just runs so smoothly now. And we've kind of moron-proofed everything to the point where everybody can kind of just exist for the most part. So people have to focus, in lieu of needing to go out and hunt and gather, or, want for anything other than, I guess, own a house. People build their lore around themselves and how they imagine the world, sees them. It's like the people who worry when they go out in public, when we talked about people eating out alone and they feel like everybody's staring at you. Bro, nobody's staring at you. Nobody cares.
Even if you're a pop star and you live a relatively public life, at the end of the day, nobody really cares who you are.
I guess I'm saying at scale for her, people definitely care. They care who she is. They care what's going on. But I think it's kind of your job to not let that go to your head.
It's a much smaller group of people than she thinks, though, clearly.
It's your job to not let it go to your head. And that should be true of anybody who's a public figure.
I get that the point of Substack is that you can self-publish and be independent and not have people supervising and coercing you out of expressing your ideas. But how did she not submit this to an editor beforehand?
Yeah.
It's so poorly written. I'm not going to name any names, but I am subscribed to some people on Substack, not with paid subscriptions, who make a lot of money on the platform and have a huge following from it. And they're not good writers. It pisses me off. People are very illiterate these days.
Yep. That's me.
Aside from all that, it's sort of like what we were talking about in regard to Meghan Trainor yesterday, like writing a whole song about how you don't care what people think of you accomplishes the opposite goal.
Yeah, it does. All right, so let's move on.
Today, I posted a video on Instagram about corporate slop bowls. I am not the person who coined this term, but I think it is appropriate. This is referring to bowls of beige, healthy-ish slop that are popular amongst our white-collar worker population in major cities who go out midday for lunch and buy overpriced crap that you're looking at right now from establishments that are deemed fast casual, like Chipotle, Cava, Sweet Green. I'm sure there are plenty of others, but those are the big three that we all know about.
I do want to point out that you are like perfectly suited to do this job, because we were talking about before the show about how like you have strong opinions on corporate slop, and you see in your mind's eye how it relates to society, and it kind of means that you have the perfect job.
It's also a blessing and a curse, because I'm constantly coming up with a polemic on something that doesn't necessarily deserve that much mind share.
That's a good thing, though. It means you'll never run out of stuff to talk about.
But this is why we're talking about corporate slop bowls right now, because I am going to freely admit right now, I enjoy slop. I love eating slop. I love a burrito bowl. I love a poke bowl. Bowls of slop taste good. I'm not trying to deny that, but to me, as you can see in my take on X here, I think it represents something deeper and more sinister than it does on the surface.
Go for it.
I believe the corporate slop bowl represents the disenfranchisement of the native-born millennial and Gen Z white men in this country who have degrees and skills and work in high investment fields like tech and finance. They are currently, as I stated here, getting replaced by foreign workers en masse. They're being mocked and derided in the process simply because they're white and male. And they're in massive debt because they went to college to get useful degrees in these fields with the hope that they would get a job that would easily compensate them properly for it. And they were not given scholarships and free rides and benefits and perks in the process of getting those educations because they're white males. Now they're also being asked to work longer hours and work harder for less money. And their wages at these high skill white collar jobs are not keeping up with not just the inflation of big purchases like houses or cars. Their wages are also not able to keep up with the inflationary prices of slop bowls at Chipotle, which are currently running for sometimes $15 to $20, depending on where you go.
Okay, so how does this, so I have two comparisons that I would make to it. So does this correlate to what the leftists or the liberals would talk about with the pizza party they give you for making the company $4 billion in profit this year? Or does it connect back to like the age of bringing your lunch to work for like a blue collar worker in some way?
There's definitely a connection,
packed lunch with
to the first idea.
My hands look like this so that my my family can look like this.
You feel disrespected when at your regular corporate 9-to-5 job expects you to be grateful for a pizza party instead of getting better benefits, health insurance, and pay. They are trying to placate you with something like that. Yeah. However, the corporate slop bowl, I mean, there are some offices that in an effort to get more people to return to the office instead of working remotely, they've offered like stipends for food during the day. It's a different thing. It's a distinct phenomenon. And I feel it is, here's one strong opinion of mine. No one deserves anything in life. Like, you shouldn't have the mindset that you deserve things or you're entitled to things. But it's disrespectful when you've been raised your entire life having it told to you by all the authorities in your life, not just your parents, but society at large. If you take these steps, you will have security and stability and ultimately the freedom to pursue happiness outside of your job in the form of family, relationships, community. And then you take those steps that you expect to bear fruit in your life, and what you get instead is hired to train your replacement from India. Like, I'm not saying that represents every single person, but I understand why the corporate slop bowl has been given its name, because it represents the disempowerment of the average native-born white college-educated man in this country in his 20s or 30s. That's my take. I mean, argue with it if you want. I'm open to hearing your counter arguments, but that's what I feel about it. And I don't think it's about the food itself. It's something deeper than that. And you know, I see from time to time people post these old photos from the 2010s, taking a picture of the Chipotle menu back when a chicken bowl was $6. And the inflation just pisses people off in and of itself. But all of these other factors compounded on each other, looking at a corporate slop bowl engenders a lot of feelings.
I had a realization the other day that, with as bad as inflation has been on food, where I went to buy generic dip for my chips and was excited by how not expensive it was. And it fills you with a certain sense of hopelessness. When all you have to look forward to, and we've talked about this before, with Gen Z spending their money on expensive food because they know that they won't be able to afford literally anything else that's worthwhile. And it's weird that food is that way because the other stuff that keeps you satiated has gotten cheaper.
Yes.
Meaning TVs are like, they're nothing now.
Yeah.
You can get a huge TV for like nothing. Most of those things, laptops, that's about to go up because of the price of RAM. Oh my God. Have you seen the freaking price for like 64 gigs of RAM now? But in general, society has built itself in a way to force you into accepting the small pleasures because you're not going to have the larger ones. And the fact that the food can't keep up with it, I guess I don't look at it in such an esoteric way. I look at it as a corporation that has expenses and they have to charge a certain amount for their slop now because fuel prices are sky high and it costs a lot to get the ingredients that they then freeze. The chicken in Campbell's is freaking 3D printed now. It's all kind of crappy. And also, all the snack products that you love, they're just licensing out to other snack companies. Have you noticed that? Like, literally, it's like you don't get a coffee anymore. You get a Twix coffee somehow. Yeah, I don't know if late stage capitalism is the word for it, but if the shoe fits.
And contrary to what you're going to hear from the boomers or the Dave Ramseys of the world, the reality is that foregoing these small luxuries in life, like a $15 slop bowl or a $200 flat screen TV for your house, is not going to lead to your ability to afford a house.
Yep.
So, people feel really disempowered right now. And I think that's totally valid. And the corporate slop bowl is a symbol of that disempowerment that we feel. And on top of that, there is a conspiracy, one that I don't fully buy into, that there is a top-down effort from corporations and private equity firms to incentivize in-person work when the reward for in-person work it's not worth the squeeze. So the theory goes as such. Private equity firms like BlackRock and Vanguard and plenty of others are heavily invested in all of these slop bowl chain restaurants. The big three, of course, being Chipotle, Sweetgreen, and Cava, that exist in every major city next to every Deloitte campus, every corporate office that you can think of. And I believe it's BlackRock and Vanguard, they both own I would say 5 to 10% of these fast food or fast casual food chains each. And the theory goes that they are incentivized to place their stores next to corporate offices because as these corporations either incentivize or mandate their employees to return back from remote work, they're going to get more foot traffic and sales. Now, one silver lining to this, if it's true, is that, in fact, sales are crashing for slop bowl chains at the moment. According to Business Insider this month, cash-squeezed Gen Zers and millennials are bringing down America's favorite slop bowl chains. They're bearing the brunt of younger customers' money squeeze. Executives of all three chains said 25 to 35-year-old customers are visiting their stores less. Lowering prices, they say, is not the silver bullet. They are cutting back on dining out, hurting America's biggest fast casual chains. But they have no other choice. Because at this point, if you are the average white collar worker in this country, going out for lunch midday at your job, even just once or twice a week, is out of budget. And it's just not enough to placate people anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument the same thing holds true for coffee, but they make they spare the expense for coffee because the caffeine they need the caffeine fix.
Slightly cheaper.
And
even Starbucks is doing really poorly in sales right now. Hence why they're introducing things like protein cold foam.
I make my coffee at home every day, and but I don't think about like what I'm saving by doing it. I have like my cold brew concentrate, and I look like a scientist. I'm mixing all the stuff together, and I just also wouldn't want to have to stop off and get it on the way into work. I like having it. It's part of my morning ritual now to like drink my coffee on my way into work.
There are, of course, more economical approaches to all of these things.
But it's not going to get you a house.
Exactly.
It's not going to get you a house.
That's what I'm trying to point out. Like, when I tweeted this, people responded saying, this is why you should pack a lunch. Well, okay, packing a lunch is not going to give you the buying power that your dad and granddad had at your age. It's just not going to happen in the reality, the way things are now in the economy. And to what you were saying earlier, it's not just the food that's the slop. It's literally everything. Everything is slop. And we're like becoming one with the slop. I saw this interesting piece by Freya India in the Free Press titled, "We Are the Slop." They say my generation is wasting our lives watching mindless entertainment, but it's worse than that. We're not just consuming slop, we're turning our lives into it. We are becoming the slop. We've been posting about our lives for a long time, but now I notice something more than a compulsion to capture and share moments. I see people turning into TV characters, their memories into episodes, themselves into entertainment. We have become meaningless content, swiped past and scrolled through. Experiences, relationships, even our own children are cheapened, packaged, and churned out for others to consume. For some of us, growing older has become a series of episodes to release. First proposal, then the wedding, followed by house tours, pregnancy reveals, milestone, and update, on and on forever. We exist to entertain each other.
I feel like I see that in the space we work in, because for a lot of the people in the space that we work in, your brand is part of who you are. It's your marketing power. So everything has to be carefully categorized, put out at a specific time. I think this was the natural reaction the second you had a phone camera, because back in the day when you took a 35 millimeter camera photo, you just didn't know if it turned out right, and you didn't really care. It was about the moment that it captured rather than the photo itself.
Yeah.
The photo was representative of a time in your life. Now I think it's the other way around. The time in your life could dictate how you feel about the photo you just took. And depending on how self-conscious you are, you might retake it 30 times. Nothing is what it used to be. There is no more earnestness. There is no more sincerity in most of what you see online, to the detriment of society.
Well, it used to be that a photo had value in and of itself without being seen. Mm-hmm. And now it's valueless until it's seen. Point being, really, in a very real way, we are what we eat. And if we're eating slop, we're becoming the slop. That's how I feel. We have a 20 from Shane H. Wilder. Things that used to be luxuries are now cheap. People obtain them to try to satiate their hunger for something greater. Eventually, everyone is hungry again, as these luxuries are so much empty calories not filling their needs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on. Oh,
we got another messed up crisis party.
that.
Thank you, though. Not as much dancing as we should have. We have to wait for it to cycle through. Same way it did yesterday.
Oh, my job is so hard.
It's
so hard.
Try being a podcaster for a day.
You guys
try it.
You guys.
Because the people who say that this is easy are so fucking out of their minds.
It's gonna cut off. There we go. Best we can do.
All right. Sorry about that, folks.
Let's move on.
I'm sure most of you are familiar with the concept of a foodie call. It's something that we have talked about on the show before. And essentially what it means is women on dating apps go on dates with men that they find on them just for free dinner, basically. And they're not actually interested in finding a relationship. They're just saving money on groceries. But I have recently learned about a much more sinister food-related scam related to the dating app ecosystem. And it's not catfishing. It's not even foodie calls. I don't think that the people using the dating apps even know that this is happening. In fact, it's restaurants that are to blame. The restaurants have figured out a clever new way to get people in their doors using scams on dating apps. They are creating fake profiles and starting conversations with people in the local area, setting up fake dates with them, only for them to show up, believe that they got stood up by said stranger, and resolutely sit down at their table and have a meal for one while thinking about how lonely and depressed they are.
That is diabolical.
But it's not just that. By the way, this is called the food digging scam. There's another aspect to it. Sometimes these restaurants, if they're on the higher end of the price point, they will hire a real woman to go on dating apps and recruit dates, say, I really love this restaurant, we should go here. The guy plans it out, makes the reservation. They do show up and meet this woman, but she, unbeknownst to the man, is earning a commission from the restaurant and is instructed on exactly what items on the menu to order, getting as many drinks and appetizers and desserts as possible to rack up the bill so that the restaurant and the woman they have hired benefit from this. The man obviously thinks that he's on a date with someone trying to get to know someone, and in reality he's getting scammed by both.
Can I be honest? More and more lately, I believe that the economy that we live in, which is not a purely capitalist economy, we live in a mixed economy. And I despise the government. I just reposted this thing yesterday where like the CHP, like the California Highway Patrol, like seized $70,000 in this guy's car just because it was there. And he didn't declare it because the government's awful. Point being, sometimes I'm just like, bro, this capitalism shit ain't working. I obviously I would never advocate for the other system. I despise the idea of believing that you have a right to what somebody else has earned. But the bullshit is just too much sometimes, and it kind of goes to what they were talking about in the clownfish video about everything is like owned by venture capital. There's no desire for anything to actually work, so everything in that respect is failing. And then the ones that aren't owned by venture capital have to frickin' by hook or by crook hire some woman to do this.
Yeah.
Look, life shouldn't be this fucking bad.
To be clear, both men and women are falling victim to this scam in different forms. It's mostly the women who are falling for the catfish scams and eating alone at restaurants. It's the men who actually meet the date who is earning commission from the restaurant. I want to show this example from TikTok where she explains what happened to her. To alert other women that this is going on.
Y'all, not the restaurants out here scamming.
Met this guy on a dating app and he immediately asked me out on a date to a specific restaurant. He confirmed day of, I get to the restaurant and see that he's nowhere to be found. So I reach out, no response. I check the app and notice that he unmatched me. At that point, I was a little confused and I was kind of pissed because I was already dressed and I got all the way there. And because I had put in so much effort, I thought I might as well just have a meal while I am in the building.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got home when
I've been hearing lately that people don't like to eat alone, so...
Scrolling Facebook and I saw a very similar story from a girl at that same restaurant who also got stood up. She found out that there are restaurants now posing as people on dating apps just so you go to their business, and once you get stood up, they know that probably 9 times out of 10 that you're gonna buy something from them. And that just blew my mind.
So she had posted 2 screenshots in that video, and this is the first one. The person said, don't waste your time with this one, ladies. Talking about this guy by the name of Antonio, which we believe is a bot. You can pause to read it, but in a nutshell, he told her that he had to cancel the first time, and then the second time, he told her to go to this specific restaurant. She goes, he doesn't show up, so she stays and has dinner and a drink. And then that's when they went further down the rabbit hole to find out this restaurant actually had partnered up with some bot app to create fake bots on dating apps to lure women and probably men into the restaurants so that when they get stood up, there's a high likely chance that they're just going to stay and eat. Because why else were you going to dinner, right? But y'all, it's not new. It's actually a phenomenon. And it was first found out that it was occurring in India or the Delhi area. And this guy by the name of Archet Gupta, and I hope I'm saying this.
Given all of the what we saw on X over the weekend with the location reveals, not high.
Name right, had posted this story time on Twitter literally just like a week ago, and basically said that he had got stood up at this restaurant by this quote unquote girl, which he believes is a bot, and he ended up paying like 15,000 rupees or whatever that converts to in US dollars. But yeah, he got stood up and then he realized this is a bot. But there's a name for it. They're called food diggers, and it's restaurants that partner with bot apps, right? So the restaurants create these bots across all the dating sites, all of them, Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, and they create these fake, y'all, this is insane. Like, I knew restaurants had it down bad, right? When nobody was going to Cheesecake Factory, but this is something else. And you can pause to read this, but apparently it has been happening all over Reddit, all over Twitter. Like, now it's made its way here to TikTok. And if you go to r/India, the entire thread is a bunch of men and women being basically scammed by a bunch of food diggers across India. And now it's made its way to the US. Y'all be safe out there because these restaurants are getting dirty.
Okay.
Yep. And I came across some tips to sniff out this scam if you might be a potential victim. So here are some red flags to look out for. If her bio says that she's new in town, if there are photos of her only at restaurants or bars, if the bio mentions foodie excessively, if it's a 3 to 6 month old account, if there are only professional photos, and if the Instagram account linked to the profile on Tinder is all dining content. They suggest only high-end spots. If they claim they know the manager there, won't consider alternative restaurants, are available only at peak hours, and they suggest downtown locations and say things like, trust me on this place. If they order oysters, lobster, Wagyu steak, suggest getting another bottle of champagne, barely touching the food, they're on their phone excessively, leaving exactly after 90 minutes. You got to get those numbers up for reservations. If they block you afterwards, of course, it's too late, but that's another sign. You protect yourself by making sure you are the one who picks the spot for your first date.
Yeah.
And if she insists,
they Jedi mind trick you and you find out they somehow implanted in your brain the restaurant they want you to go to.
If she insists on a specific restaurant, that's a red flag. If she's too available on weeknights instead of weekends, that suggests the restaurant is trying to get more traffic on their slower days. And won't video call first. That just means it's totally a fake person, but some of them would be able to video call you and fool you that way. This is just one of a long, long list of potential scams on dating apps, but I think it's possibly the most sinister I've ever heard of.
It really is. People in the chat were saying it's not a question of capitalism. It is a question of the free market because
this is how they're competing.
Yes, this is how they're competing.
The restaurants, we mean, not the dating apps.
This is the worst thing I've heard. You know what we need? We need Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives to do their own spin-off where he goes and where Guy Fieri, I will not pronounce it the way he pronounces it. I will not do that. He needs to go and expose these creeps. He needs to expose them. He needs to have his own version of To Catch a Predator, except it's to catch a predatory restaurant owner. That's what we need.
And while I was looking into this topic, I came across Bumble's official blog on their website called The Buzz. Get it? And they decided to address the controversial topic of who should pay on a date and why. They said, you're on a date, things are going well, you think, even though there may have been an awkward moment here and there. You've navigated those conversational potholes with ease. But now, as your server heads towards you with an inquisitive look, sweat prickles up on the back of your neck as you realize there is another obstacle imminent. and it's one you didn't discuss ahead of time. Who will handle the check? There's never exactly been one universally agreed upon way to handle finances in any relationship. False.
Yeah.
False.
Yeah.
There has, of course, been a universally agreed upon rule.
It used to exist.
Up until very recently. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But we, thankfully, have mostly decided that heteronormative rules of dating are a thing of the past. Oh, thank God. We don't want those back. However,
I love all the skits where it's like when the male goes out to eat with the feminist and like the guy tells off the waiter for handing him the check, and then she gets really angry when they hand the check to her.
It can still be helpful to know how others talk about money with each other in romantic contexts, figuring out what feels right to you. Bumble has talked to a few financial and dating experts about the age-old issue of splitting the check. The thing is, Bumble was founded with a very specific mission that it eventually abandoned, which was to be the feminist dating app that finally allows women to make the first move because, of course, they all want to, but patriarchal norms have prevented them from expressing their desires.
Of course.
So Bumble has an interest in propagating this idea that women don't want to have dinner bought for them by their date. They want to split the check. They ask a bunch of sex columnists and professors and financial advisors about this. And at the end of the article, they just say, we don't know.
Yep. No
Figure
clue.
it out on your own.
We just thought we'd raise the question.
Yeah, we just thought we would make it even more confusing for you.
Yeah.
And these scammers don't make it any easier because, of course, we live in a low trust society. So men are going on dates with strangers from dating apps. It's a very low investment interaction with a stranger. You don't know who you're getting into this date with. And they're disincentivized from, making such a chivalrous gesture as paying for dinner.
So you brought up Foodie Call. I was watching an episode of a show last night with Bill Bellamy, and I realized I was looking up because I hadn't seen him in anything in a while. Apparently, he is the originator of the phrase booty call.
Oh, really?
Yep, back in the 90s. Might have been in the late 80s. Yep.
I would have thought it was older than that.
I think it was the 90s. Yeah. Yep, Bill Bellamy. All right, let's move on. What would you like to see, cringe or cute of the day?
Let's see the cute first.
Cute first. All right, we can do that.
Just
Here we
shaking
go.
things up.
All right. From Deadman. Deadman is a regular contributor, so we got to feature him here. Says, family photo day. Valentine laying on mom's bed. Twitch laying on the windowsill. Indy laying on the other windowsill. Refund laying on the chair.
Refund. Love the name Refund.
Refund is a fantastic name for a cat.
Squid cat. Monorail cat. Love it. Very cute.
Very cute.
Love some cats and cute of the day.
All right. Then let us move on. We do have cringe.
We have a pretty bad cringe today.
Yeah, I got to refresh.
We have
a
new shit test just dropped.
There we go.
The caption here, can you...
If you're listening to it, guys, it says, seeing if my fiance is ready for a baby, and she just laid on this guy's shoulder and spit up on his shirt.
Yeah.
Stephanie, bro. What in the fucking hell?
There are so many.
Okay, he's got a weird kink for it. I'm sorry. He's into it.
He doesn't know what's happening yet. It hasn't sunk in.
There's only one explanation for this, and that he's either A, got a humiliation
it's
fetish.
Fight, flight, or freeze, and he froze.
What the fuck are you doing?
You know it's fake. I mean, other than all the other evidence, because he's wearing black. So it'll show up better.
Right.
Why is Patrick Mahomes letting this lady do this to him?
You okay?
She needs to go to prison, bro. Why are these men letting this happen?
It's how you react to shock, I guess.
Are you okay? What the fucking hell are you doing, you idiot?
That dude looked like a model. Why are you doing this?
Oh, yo, oh.
Lock all of these women up. And lock the men up, too, for letting it happen. Okay, that's enough.
You give up?
I'm tapped out.
You tap
I'm
out?
tapped out. That's all I can
That's how
handle.
you know Cringe of the Day won. You lost that battle today.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, if you're ready, if you're emotionally ready to start the show.
I'm ready. Let's go.
So there is this trend going around on TikTok called the quarter zip trend. And it's being led by this influencer named Who Is Jason. He started it. It's basically a bunch of young black gentlemen who are deciding to wear quarter zip sweaters because it gives you a refined look. It makes you look more mature and grown up. And they're not just adopting the quarter zip sweaters, but a whole lifestyle that comes with it. And it involves drinking matcha, discussing business over coffee, and wearing lace-up shoes. They're not wearing the Nike Techs anymore. They're wearing the quarter zip sweaters.
Yep.
So let's see the originator of this trend, Jason, explaining why he has decided to become a quarter zip gentleman.
Here we go.
I'm a quarter zip dude now. Simple. I don't do that Nike Tech stuff what y'all little boys do. I can't do that. I'm elegant. I'm classy. For me, like, you could take me somewhere. I look presentable. Y'all Nike Tech dudes scare me. Y'all put actual fear in my heart. Like, after God, I fear y'all Nike Tech dudes, truthfully. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. This is elegant. You see what I'm saying? Like, get you a quarter zip. Forget the Nike Tech, forget the Lululemon. You don't even gotta do aloe. Aloe expensive. This is like 15 cash, and I feel classy. And y'all know I hit the gym, so my muscles is showing. Like,
He's also wearing it collar up rather than collar down.
That's a cool
thing's
look.
perfect about this. So let's steer away from the Nike Techs. Let's be different. Get you a quarter zip. Like, it's truly grown man attire. Like, certain people can't rock this the way I rock this. Like, y'all Nike Tech dudes scare me. Yes, I was wearing a Nike Tech the other day, but that don't matter. That's neither here nor there. This right here, for me, when my bro said, like, I'm a classic man. I mean, you could be me when you look this clean. Simple as that. I ain't gonna front. I'm feeling a little performative today. I might even get a matcha. Like, you know, I don't even like that grass stuff, but I feel classy, man. Okay.
I support him. And if you were unaware, the Nike Tech is a popular zip-up athletic hoodie that has, it's like a collarless design. I also need to introduce you to a term if you haven't heard it already. That is the YNs are wearing the Nike Tech. I will not tell you what that acronym stands for. You can probably guess yourself. But that's the YNs. The men who are wearing the quarter zip are refined, elegant gentlemen. And it's now spread to the YNs, as you can see in this next example. They are...
We don't do Nike Tech.
Yeah, walking in a gang of quarter zips.
There's straight quarter zips and matches around here.
It's giving Minions vibes. I like it.
They say, Nike Tech, I work in tech.
Yeah. My feed over the weekend was nothing but, so one of the ones I saw was these, I don't know if it's these guys specifically, but it was like a bunch of dudes with the tech jackets and the balaclava causing ruckus, and then they get like opposed by these guys, and they're basically doing a number from Grease, and they're all dancing in order. So
I have like so many other examples of this, like me and the GC after switching up and going to quarter zips.
Of course.
One of them titled, "When Adam Was Lonely, God Gave Him One Woman, Not 10. And we don't keep guns on us, we keep lint rollers.
Yep.
The only club that us quarter zip guys attend are tennis clubs. Us quarter zip guys held ourselves to a standard. They're doing tutorials on how to tie a tie. Once you embrace your first quarter zip, a new lexicon of elegance finds its way into your speech."
I like this one where it says, I've been seriously pondering the Nike tech to quarter zip trend, and listen, if we can get more of these young dudes started in cybersecurity and AI with some tech certs and Robinhood accounts, dog, this could positively shift trajectories at scale.
When I hop on the trend and explain that they are striving to level up in life now that they wear quarter zips.
Quarter zip guys, we don't sit at home crunching chips, sipping soda, brain rotting. Absolutely not. Instead, we go to the gym. We better our physiques. We develop our frontal lobes. It doesn't matter how big or strong you are. As long as you're, making an effort every single day to better yourself, you're ahead of the curve. Remember, health is wealth. Stay blessed, quarter zippers. Have a great day. And another thing.
They also said, us quarter zip guys don't eat fast food. We make nutritional home cooked meals. They don't eat fast food anymore. In this next example, they Jason shows his acai bowl that he's enjoying in his quarter zip.
Diets too. Yep. We don't eat that fast food stuff no more. We don't eat that oily stuff no more. We don't eat that processed stuff no more. This is
Maha.
Yeah.
Alex Clark would approve.
It's a new brand.
Organic. This is an acai bowl. This is an acai bowl straight from Fireball. Before, when we was wearing Nike Techs, we was eating the fastest food we could afford. McDonald's, Subway, Wendy's. We was eating that. Now we upgraded our life. We wear quarter zips now. We elegant now. Our diets are elegant too. Talk to me, bro.
Listen, yesterday I was in the hood. I was on drill, kill, still timing. I was eating Wendy's.
Come on,
McDonald's. Fast food.
Come on.
I was on bad timing. Now I'm on grown man timing. I wear quarter zip now.
It's quarter zip.
I eat acai bowls now.
Come on.
I got a grown man mindset.
Come on.
I make grown man movements.
Come on.
I'm a grown man now.
Come on. And we love it over here, bro.
I love it over here.
Come on now. And we just want to let y'all know Jesus loves you.
And we love you.
And I want you guys to have a beautiful, blessed rest of y'all day.
It's not even a quarter zip. That's a freaking cardigan.
Close enough.
Close enough.
All right. It's not a Nike Tech. It's a step up.
Okay.
These guys know what a 401k is.
Yeah, bro. They love it up.
And it also affects your relationship with women and dating. This next video shows Jason explaining we don't ask women for their Instagrams anymore.
Instagram no more. If you see that woman you think she look good, rather than saying, yo, what's your gram? It's, hey, what's your LinkedIn? Maybe we connect on LinkedIn?
No, it's may I meet you.
May I meet you?
And then from there, instead of doing Instagram, then FaceTime, it's, hey, what's your availability on Google Calendars? Let's meet on a Zoom. Let's meet on a Google Meets. Be different. None of that, what's your gram? What's your FaceTime? Nah, you elegant now, gang. Upgrade. Jesus loves you. I love you. You have a blessed rest of your day.
Jason explained to the New York Times, I really got tired of wearing the Nike Tech. After a certain point, when that frontal lobe starts developing, you're like, why am I still wearing it? For generations, teenagers have looked for ways to signal to society that they had grown up. The long-haired, bell-bottom-wearing, fringe-trimmed teens of the 60s and 70s morphed into power suit-wearing yuppies of the 80s. Now it seems the time has come for Gen Z to lean into business casual, and the often ribbed, always square quarter-zip sweater seems to be their garment of choice. They also interview the Aiken twins here, who are 22 years old. They decided they wanted to try a different look, and it was to change the way their clothes made them feel and the way they've been received by society. He was ready to hold himself in a different regard. It changes how you see yourself and how other people treat you when you raise the standard of how you present yourself to the world.
It's like people are finally understanding that how you dress will inform how you're perceived by the world around you.
In this next video, one of the Aiken twins explains that this was never just about quarter zips. There's a deeper agenda underneath this trend.
About quarter zips. As y'all can see, I have on a collared shirt, some slacks, but this was never about quarter zips. This is about making a change, igniting a reformation, breaking the stigma. It's not cool to be uneducated, unruly, violent, and far too long that's been a trend, and it's only been getting worse. So this whole quarter zip movement, it's to break that. It doesn't matter who the messenger is as long as a change is made. It's honestly so cool to see in real time how fast society is changing, and I'm excited to see what it'll look like in the next few years. So y'all stay classy, God bless.
I mean, but the thing is the naysayers would call it code switching.
Yes, they would, and they are.
He is not ascribing to his race.
Right, exactly. So this is causing a lot of controversy. The entire idea that one ought to dress for success is protested People believe that comfort and self-expression is how you dress and how you present yourself in the world. That goes for race relations, but also gender relations. There are plenty of women who say, regardless of how much skin I'm showing, I should be shown the same respect as if I were completely covered. And, to an extent, you cannot control how other people perceive you.
Correct.
But you definitely do have some control over how people perceive you. And it is impotent and pointless to argue that all of society should cater to you by not judging how you look. The reality is, if you walk around wearing a balaclava and go into a gas station, everyone there thinks you're about to do a stick up. That's reality, okay? That's the harsh reality of it. And now there are some people saying this is anti-black. This quarter zip trend is somehow an attempt to Uncle Tom and simp male behavior. Now with the addition of the quarter zip has become a movement. You've got thousands of people taking part and dozens of content creators being unoriginal and acting as if they started it. Some of them are going so far as to make these micro-aggressive videos. And they're saying this is anti-black, which is utterly ridiculous. Like all of the videos I've seen from male content creators with male audiences that give like fashion advice, many of them black themselves have said like, this is a ridiculous idea. Why is wearing athleisure somehow part of your racial identity? Why do you aspire to the look of struggle? Dressing differently affects not only how other people perceive you, but how you perceive yourself.
110%.
And how you carry yourself. And everyone knows that regardless of race or gender.
Yeah. I mean, the same, you could make
it just
the same
shouldn't be
argument
controversial
for when you get a haircut that you feel like actually fits your face and works for you or things like that. How you dress. What's the quote is always like dress for the job you want. Some say dress to be to look like the man you want to be. And if you're doing that, it's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air discussion all over again with Carlton and Will Smith. Carlton was the one who ended up winning in the end. By the way. But the point being that it's just, and you don't even have to put this on racial lines. This was true for people that skated, right? There was a look amongst those in the culture that kind of denoted a sense of childhood or a sense of a subculture that wasn't necessarily that of the dude who goes into work with a laptop job. And it was always kind of a funny indication when you met those friends who lived in the culture, dressed like you dressed, but had those jobs. And I knew plenty of dudes like that who dressed grimy, and punk, but worked corporate and had to dress corporate when they went to work.
Hide their tattoos if they had any.
Yeah, everybody puts on, or at least I guess we don't really here, but most people put on a costume of sorts when they go into work. Like I hate that idea, like that you need to be your authentic self. Nobody actually sees your authentic self in the real world.
No.
Like you have to put on a face at work. You have to put on a face in public. It's part of living in polite society.
Right. Yeah. And
is.
If you want to persist in these childish ideas that no one should judge you based on how you look, you're free to do so. But they're only trying to point out in this quarter zip trend that it's not going to serve you well to behave that way.
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me of this conversation I had like a long time ago on the Whatever podcast. We got into the subject of like, what are the long-term consequences of being an OnlyFans creator, and if you eventually start a family? Because most of the women, as I recall, at the table said they do have aspirations of starting a family one day. And I said, well, what about the scenario in which, your child reaches school age and they're around similar age peers who become aware of your line of work and your kid gets bullied for it? And they said, well, society should just change. Like, society should just not stigmatize prostitution anymore. And that's a completely futile and impotent view of the world, that everyone should change their attitudes and you shouldn't have to change anything about your life.
More than anything, I think what separates a lot of conservatives from liberals is that pragmatic understanding that how the world works is just going to be how it works, and you either conform to those societal norms or you accept that you have chosen a path that will give you resistance.
And I'm not even saying those societal norms are, a necessary evil. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing that we judge each other based on appearances. It's all we have to go off of. A lot of people would lose out on opportunities if they weren't judged on appearances, at least at the beginning stage of meeting someone.
That's why my favorite quote that anybody's ever said about me is Mary said that I dress politically neutral, which is very true.
You do.
Very true.
I think I do too, but as a Gen Z female, I am going to be assumed liberal most of the time.
Oh, but that's the problem, right? Like, society shouldn't do that, Mary.
Yeah, society should just change
for you.
Society should just be different, and I shouldn't have to change a thing.
Exactly.
Like, that just sounds so childish.
And
so I guess it makes sense that you're dressing childishly if that's how you view the world and yourself.
Hubris to
Yes.
believe that the world should bend to your will when nobody's that important.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting that it became this weird debate about race and like white supremacy, when in reality it was just starting out with a few independent content creators like making positive content and jokes about wearing something that makes you look more respectable and mature.
The thing is, Mary, those people making those videos probably have the same approach to the world that you do, which is that they see something everywhere and they need to talk about it. It's just that theirs is very one note and maybe lacks a little bit of nuance.
Right.
So,
let's read some super chats. Brian Bledsoe said, missed the live show, but in response to yesterday's poll, I may run for office one day, so I can't say everything, but the alleged theft involved electronics, a foreign country, a cherry, and a chaplain. This sounds incredibly convoluted.
Yep.
I would love to hear the full story, but I respect your privacy. It was the majority of crisis actors yesterday that admitted they had shoplifted before. And the majority of you saying that you wash your turkey before you cook it. I feel like an alien. Why are you doing that?
It's at 52% right now.
You are not supposed to wash poultry in your kitchen sink. I know that we have a lot of trust issues from the CDC after the pandemic, but guys, they're right about some things. You're not supposed to put salmonella all over your hands and dishes. This is a bad idea. And cooking the turkey or chicken kills the germs that you're worried about.
We've got a 20 here on Rumble from DeGrunt. Says, just got here, starting from the beginning, but here's a Rumble rant to not commemorate Mary's last scheduled in-studio day. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Glad we caught that one. Rural Conservative said, does anyone else think Mary is actually moving in with her boyfriend? Bad Mary, read with betrayal, and thought you were Catholic. Okay.
What?
That is not happening. That is not, in fact, what is happening. You are writing fan fiction about my life. And that is why I do not share things about my life, because of takes like that. High Voltage 75 said, you still have to come back for the 1000th episode. Yes, we mentioned that yesterday. That is happening. We do plan to make that a special occasion where I'm going to be in the studio again.
Yep.
Shane H. Wilder said, the 3-minute mark, what you don't want people to see a clip of Mary in glasses. LOL, Mary will have to watch the full 5.5 minutes after the show.
Yep.
Hopefully we have enough time for that. I really hope so. Username I'm not going to read said she doesn't have the intelligent British accent. She has the monster tard British accent.
You?
I can't. Well,
or Charli XCX.
I can't always differentiate between the different regional accents, but there's like a lot of like regional bigotry in the UK over posh accents compared to like northern accents and like the class delineations.
People are once again saying Mary's last day, ? No, not last day.
Last day in the studio before I move and do the show remotely, guys.
All right.
In case you were not keeping up with the news. There you have it.
Let us move on.
Okay, so yesterday we were talking about this crackdown that the CCP is censoring romantic themes in television shows. And there is another facet of the media ecosystem in China on their own closed internet, which we don't know much about as Westerners because, there is a language barrier. There's also a firewall and very limited state supervised news coverage about everything that goes on in their country. They have their own separate social media where they browse and post, and they have their own version of TikTok, which is called Douyin. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. And as you know, there is a live streaming function on TikTok and their version of TikTok. There are lots of people who stream on there, and they use it essentially as an e-commerce platform. There is this really well-known viral video allegedly recorded in China that I'm sure many of you have already seen, and I wanted to show it from this Reddit post. It basically, Brett, if you could pull that up, it shows a bunch of people on the side of a highway in China with ring lights and whole streaming setups in a line recording themselves. No idea what the context is here, but they're all creating content next to each other at this content farm on the side of the road.
Content road.
In China. And it's titled here, A Rising Trend in China. Girls that have signed a contract to stream all day, every day. They live together in streamer houses run by men that control and manage them to extract the most revenue from viewers. When they're not working, they get trained on how to act on stream. And this is from 3 years ago. I've tried to go down this rabbit hole and find as many details as I possibly could. Obviously, it's not unheard of that American streamers or Western personalities do the same thing. There's this Twitch streamer named Emily CC who this past month passed a 4-year mark of being live 24/7.
I saw the post. They're like, how does that even work? Your computer didn't need to update?
Do you not have inclement weather that affects your Wi-Fi connection?
The guy who asked was like, well, I live on Tornado Alley, so my internet's always out.
Now, someone like Emily CC streams all day, every day because she wants to do that, and it has served her well, and now she has made a name for herself on the Twitch platform. But allegedly, the streamers in China that we're talking about are under the tyranny of a streaming company that has signed them on to an extortionate contract that essentially signs their life away and puts them in debt, which forces them to continue streaming for at least an 8-hour minimum per day. And a lot of these girls are college students who are trying to make extra money on the side, living in dorm rooms. Live streaming host becomes most in-demand job for Chinese college students. Though the new profession is not well accepted by society, especially by parents, nowadays it is not rare to see college students hosting online broadcasts.
I've seen these applications in America.
Yeah.
On Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. They're a whole system. A junior student from Tsinghua University has earned at least 10,000 yuan, close to $1,500 USD, since she started teaching high school students on a major live streaming platform a month ago. This is a common story for a great number of Chinese college students. Huaizhou is the first Chinese live streaming platform that offers a college channel. According to the site, more than 1 million college students from 98.7% of the country's universities are using the platform to host shows. More than 10,000 of them are students from elite universities, 1,000 of whom are studying at Tsinghua University and Peking University, China's top 2 schools. They've improved people's impression of the streaming job. Rather than low quality and vulgar performances, they are providing shows with more intelligence and talents. In the US, we do have this idea that the Chinese version of TikTok is heavily curated for more, intellectually rigorous or edifying content compared to the doom scrolling brain rot that we see on the US version of TikTok. But again, it's impossible to know unless you're able to browse it yourself, whether that's true. But allegedly, this is the scheme. They sign on these college girls in China for these extortionate contracts. Nationwide, this is happening for thousands of them. And essentially, they are signing on to stream for 8 hours a day in their dorms. They're doing dances. They're talking to the audience. They have very few viewers. Most of them have barely any views. And on top of all that, these girls are still college students. So the question remains, how are they balancing their classes and homework, social life, dating, etc., with the hours that they dedicate to streaming? They aren't live streaming because they want to. Allegedly, they actually have no other choice. They're stuck in a full-on honeypot scam. So they're baited into the contracts which prey on good-looking college girls from average income families, promising easy money and flashy perks like iPhones and designer bags. And then they move into the next phase. In exchange for the money and perks that they're offered, they have to sign a contract. And in the fine print, they're signing up to live stream for 8 hours a day with a max of 3 days off per month. And financial penalties of up to 10 to 20 times their signing bonus if they breach the contract, which of course most of them do breach the contract and then end up in unfathomable amounts of debt to the streaming companies, and then they can't keep up.
Feels like the music industry.
In a weird way, yes, but with none of the same like public nature of what's happening. So inevitably, all of these girls quit at some point, but these companies have a solution for when that happens. Don't worry about the contract breach penalties. Instead, just chat with some of our top fans and do a few video calls. So what that really means is you're going to allow us to get blackmail material on you, basically explicit content from said video calls.
Yeah.
And that is used to prevent them from quitting with the risk of having that material used against them to possibly lose their enrollment in college.
Straight from the playbook of Scientology.
Yep. The fans that are paired up with these girls are not actually fans. They are paid actors designed to control these girls and bait them into perhaps taking their clothes off. They're showering gifts on these girls, making them feel a certain type of way. The chats escalate from innocent flirting into more outrageous requests, ultimately bad pictures and videos.
Yeah.
The perfect blackmail material. It's like Epstein on a very, very low level. And every step of the way, there are receipts framing these girls as having given consent to the whole process. They've obviously signed their name down. They have also tasted the expensive lifestyle that they got from their sign-in bonus and have no choice, seemingly, but to keep going. And some of them are even borrowing money just to stay afloat and pay back the penalties that they've incurred from breaching contract.
That's so depressing.
And that's so much pressure to put on, you know, an 18 to 20-year-old that many of them are eventually forced to drop out of school as they spiral deeper and deeper into psychological and financial ruin. So as much as I find it disturbing to learn about the extremes that American streamers and online personalities go for attention, at the end of the day, you at least know that they're doing it because it's their choice, not because somebody behind the scenes is forcing them to.
Yeah.
I mean, this could really like put someone's life in danger. It sounds like it probably already has. I also saw similar headlines that point to this being the explanation underneath it all. Overworked Chinese student dies while live streaming gaming sessions for 5 days straight. And then, of course, they're also used, these streamers are used to sell e-commerce products from wholesalers like Alibaba, live stream content that sells products in China is a huge thing. It's becoming more of a thing in the US as well with the introduction of TikTok Shop. There's even this famous Chinese live streamer who she's known for showing products for sale on stream for only 3 seconds before you have the chance to decide whether to buy it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I sent you that video to show her her tactic. It's essentially like giving you as much anxiety as possible about whether to buy some plastic piece of crap. There is, her showing like each product for 2 seconds at most and sliding it off the table to like, who knows who is like managing this whole thing. There's a shirt. Okay. That's okay. I barely got to see that shirt. There's a blow dryer.
Okay. She threw it kind of gently.
Yeah, there's another shirt, underwear. There's another shirt. Okay. Like, no idea what any of this stuff is, but it's kind of making me nervous, and it makes me want to pull out my credit card and buy some stuff. Like, I'm worried about losing
like
it.
at an auction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like QVC on steroids, if you think about it. So that's another feature of what's going on with live streamers in China. A lot of them make commissions off of selling cheap e-commerce products that are essentially all going to end up in a landfill. And yet we here in the West are worried about being green, right? Yeah. And there are, of course, also, similar to when Vine popped off, like there was an entire apartment complex at the time where people moved to become famous on Vine and collab with each other. Yeah. In LA. That, again, is something they chose to do, and it paid off for a lot of them, and they got to launch careers off of it. There are also apartment complexes in China for streamers where they live in essentially a shoebox and are probably also in these contracts. Most of them are not independent. I don't think that that's really their mindset about business or worldview or basically anything in that country.
It's just
like
a job.
They don't view work the way that Americans view work. Like the idea of doing it on their own instead of being hired underneath a company with extreme authoritarian measures is just a foreign concept to them. Yeah. Whereas in America, almost any streamer that you tune into is independent. I guess we're kind of an exception to that rule.
One of the rare exceptions.
Yeah. There's a 39-story high apartment in the heart of Hangzhou in China. That is an S-shaped building that was once the favored home of every live streamer in the city, known as the Live Streamer Tower. And it had low rent and proximity to e-commerce companies. They then sourced those to sell on streams, drew thousands of live streamers promoting all kinds of products in live shows during and after the COVID-19 years. But it became too oppressive, too depressing, with many streamers reporting that they talk for hours until ulcers form in their mouth.
Oh my gosh.
I just am so glad to be an American.
Yeah.
When I
don't know how their
read
voice
stuff like
doesn't
this.
go out.
Like, it is just kind of illuminating about their cultural values.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Well, it's like
they don't have like an individualistic mindset.
Or like the Vice documentary about, was it like in Japan where they were just working till they died? Like they were just literally working until they died.
They have the 6 to 9 schedule instead of the 9 to 5 schedule. I also recently learned about another phenomenon in China where college students who are not employed choose to pay a company so they can go to a fake corporate office and sit at a desk all day pretending to work, pretending to look busy, so that this company, in like on the other hand, the benefit that the students get from it is that the company will just forge a fake employment on their resume. They will be a reference for a fake job that they never had to make them more hireable at other companies.
I mean,
So they're paying to show up at a fake office job and just kind of sit there all day pretending to work.
Well, they hope to find another job?
Yes, eventually. Or they're in the middle of studies and eventually they're going to graduate and that will be their first like experience
it's the
on
only
their resume.
It's only workaround for when you get out of college and they say you need to have 10 years of experience for an entry-level position.
Maybe this is just a harbinger of what's to come in the West. I certainly hope not.
After what we just learned about restaurants and fake dates, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's demographic change for you.
All right.
Let's read some more super chats here. Shane H. Wilder said she needs a Grammarly subscription. Yeah, at the very least. Or we could just like educate people properly and then they would know how to write without a software to help them. Ideally. Man Bear Cow TV said, Mary's describing my experience. I'm a slop bowl.
Okay.
Well, at least you know that about yourself. And the first step toward making a change is recognizing that there's a problem. No Control said, not just the slop bowl chains, private equity owns the office buildings too. Commercial real estate is collapsing. This is true. It's all a big web of lies. And I know that I get a little too conspiratorial for my own good, but it definitely seems like a top-down operation when you think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe just like try to push it back to the back of your mind, the vault.
Yeah.
So you don't
nothing you can
get
do about it,
depressed.
so you might as well just deal with it.
And again, I do enjoy a slop bowl, especially the Taco Bell bowls, but they're way overpriced too. Like, you're better off getting a normal burrito at Taco Bell for the price.
Yeah.
Burnt Oil said, Mary is right. Gordon Ramsay didn't get rich by not getting Stappit coffee at Starbucks. Gordon Ramsay? What does he have to do with it? Yeah. Do you mean Dave Ramsey or Gordon Ramsay?
Maybe.
I think you mean Dave Ramsey. But yeah, you're right. You know, he thinks that giving people that advice, like, yes, it will give you more breathing room, I guess, if you have an emergency.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't buy $7 coffee every day, you're going to have a larger emergency fund, I suppose. But it's not going to be a down payment on a house, not even close. Pop Culture Junkie said, some of what you were talking about today relates to a 1985 book by social critic Neil Postman. The rather prescient book title, Amusing Ourselves to Death. I have heard of that book. I should put that on my wish list.
There you go. Let's hold off on the rest and we'll come back. Let's move on.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. You might be if you live in LA, but there is this extremely high-end, essentially smoothie place called Erewhon. They sell other goods as well, like pre-prepared food and salads, but most of what you're going to find there is like $50 wellness drinks. And so far, they have not expanded into the rest of the country or the East Coast. And there's been this huge demand for an Erewhon in New York City. They have opened one. However, the catch is that it's inside a private club that has initiation fees of $36,000 and $7,000 monthly dues. So it's for the elite of the elite of the elite. Okay. And now they are filling this power vacuum of Erewhon in New York City with a brand new luxury grocery store called Meadow Lane, which is becoming a lightning rod for a lot of class outrage online. People are lining up around the block for Meadow Lane.
I'm guessing
in
this
the
guy
cold.
didn't vote for Mamdani, but that's just me.
The founder and CEO of Meadow Lane is named Sammy Nussdorf. He goes by the name Brokeback Contessa on TikTok, and he gives me similar vibes to the Crumble CEO, but somehow even more evil. He came up with this idea last summer, and he started teasing this new venture by documenting the exhaustive process from start to finish, recipe testing videos, confessions about months-long renovation delays, and his issues securing construction permits. He described Meadow Lane, a Meadow Lane business meeting as unhinged, disappointing, and expensive, a specific brand of chaos that translates to TikTok algorithm gold, but his concept was clear: a luxury grocer experience featuring gluten and seed oil free chicken nuggets and $12 bone broth. And tested, he points to the hugely popular Los Angeles luxury market Erewhon as his inspiration. And Nussdorf himself is a former venture capitalist whose family was worth $1.6 billion as of 2014, according to Forbes.
Is that it? Can you even be a venture capitalist
Rookie
with
numbers.
$1.6 billion in the year of our Lord 2025?
And essentially, as Meadow Lane has just done their grand opening ceremony, he's showing up at the store. He's like a celebrity now for this. And people are totally playing into the hype, lining up around the block for like $25 Caesar salad that was packaged like 10 hours before you bought it.
So does this fall into the same category? Because only the richest of the rich can afford this, right? So this isn't the same conversation we were having earlier about slop bowls. This is for the people who create the jobs that make you eat the slop bowls.
I suppose so, yeah. There is one video showing shoppers outside of Meadow Lane reporting on what they purchased.
Does that look like
this one?
Not her. We'll get to her. This is posted by The Cut. They did a street interview with their customers. Yeah.
Here we go.
Trying to do, but I don't think people are gonna buy that.
We're like, wait, did it get closed because there was like rats?
So far, one of the best coffees I've had.
Something interesting is that they're selling ketchup for like $9, like water, caviar.
I think I spent like $94. That was $100. Okay.
So that's like 4 things. I could spend $94 at a regular grocery store and get like 5 things.
For like 2 weeks of food.
Yeah.
40 something.
I didn't buy anything.
$55.
He's the only
less
smart
than you
one.
thought. You know, a little bit more, but it's okay. The experience, I'll say, yeah.
I came for the chicken salad. Once Bethany Frankel said it was really good, like I was like, I need to try.
I really like Bethany Frankel, and I know like she had a lot to say about his chicken salad, and so I definitely want to try it.
I did see
The Patagonia jacket checks out.
Bethany's chicken salad review, but other than that, I hadn't seen anything else.
How long did you wait in line?
Probably like 7 minutes. I came on Friday, but the line was like 2 blocks down, so I didn't go.
It was probably about an hour.
25 minutes.
Probably like 10 minutes. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah.
15 minutes. It was about 15-20 minutes top.
I think about an hour, 45 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. We actually came yesterday. We came twice. Well, also so like the rat video that was going around, it didn't deter me. I think that opening a grocery store, I honestly commend him because like I feel like so much goes into it. And I think next time
This is like when people give a review to an objectively bad movie and they say, but they worked so hard on it.
Yep.
So I'm going to give it 5 stars. I also wanted to show this video from a food reviewer that decided to give his honest take on whether it's worth the outrageous prices.
New York's most expensive new grocery store, Meadow Lane, and the line wrapped around the block. They even have a bouncer outside, and it's a maximum of 5 prepared items per person. $85 for sweatpants. Well, I just spent 45 minutes online and spent $110 on 5 items. We're officially living in a simulation in New York. It felt like shopping at some high-end clothing store. The staff was super nice. What annoyed me a bit, though, was after all I spent, the tip screen still popped up on $110. We're starting this food haul with a $15 order of gluten-free chicken nuggets. There was a bit of controversy about this. Apparently, somebody ate this on a TikTok and they were raw. $15, most expensive chicken nuggets in my life. Definitely not raw. Crispy, like the sauce. Don't think I'd pay $15 for them. 6 out of 10. $21 for the LA Chop salad. The place felt like Erewhon, so I think the LA Chop is appropriate. No meat, lettuce, beefsteak tomato, Italian dressing, some other stuff. For $20, this is gonna have to blow me away. It's just a salad, 4 out of 10. All right, we got the Osaka beef here, $27. It's like a restaurant level entree. Beef's got nice flavor. Sushi rice is nice. I really wanted to hate this for the price. I'm not. Considering the price, 7 out of 10. I just dropped my fork. I'm gonna have to wait 45 minutes for a new fork, so cacio pepe mac and cheese. I was pumped for this.
Bro, 5-second rule. You're good.
Real pumped. First bite was not that impressive. Breadcrumbs are nice. Pasta's a little bit dry. I'm gonna take one more bite and I'm not digging this pasta at all. 3 out of 10. $15 for this Meadow Lane juice. I heard a girl inside say it tastes like grass, so naturally I bought it. I mean, it tastes healthy. If you serve this to—
What does healthy taste like?
It tastes healthy. Means it tastes bad.
Yeah.
smoothie, I'd drink it. I wouldn't pay more than like $7 or $8 for it though. I'm sure you'll live longer drinking this, but 5 out of 10. I'm about to—
Okay.
And he did reference that TikToker who ate the chicken nuggets and discovered that they were in fact raw. On the inside, they are pink. This is that video where she shows the proof.
Chicken to you. Wait, not to be a hater, but I've been thinking about these all day. So I went to Meadow Lane this morning and I think my chicken nuggets were raw, and I thought I was just like confusing myself, and then I posted something on my story and people were like, oh, mine were raw too. Cut another one open. This was the one I like, literally the only thing I've eaten was this one, and I bit into it and this is what it looked like. And I was like, that looks a little bit raw to me. I don't know, like these are cold right now.
That's definitely.
But does that look raw?
That is definitely
raw.
raw.
Like if they're just like juicy chicken nuggets, but I'm like,
That's cope.
This looks pink. Most definitely looks like pink to me. So I don't know if I should like cook them more or this.
I mean, with what you paid, you shouldn't have to cook them.
No.
This is the one that I ate earlier, which I feel like is probably like, does that look like cooked chicken to you? There's no hate going on here. I literally got so much stuff.
Can't hate.
You should hate. That's the thing. Like, why are you giving them so much slack? It's $15 for 6 chicken nuggets, and they shouldn't give you salmonella.
Exactly.
Have some standards and self-respect, people.
Yep.
Allegedly, also, the interior of Meadow Lane was actually personally designed by Sabrina Carpenter because Dubai chocolate, Labubu matcha, brain rot.
And they'll have to redo it in like 3 years when somebody else is popular.
I am so exhausted with people.
Yeah.
And I think this is just a sign that crunchy is going mainstream, and increasingly it seems wellness is a status symbol, and the health bona fides of any of the products being sold at Meadow Lane or Erewhon or any of these other high-end grocers or restaurants really has nothing to do with it. It's just because it's the price point. You can eat healthy for much less than $15 for 6 chicken nuggets. Actually, like, you can eat healthy on a budget. You can be crunchy and not spend outrageous amounts of money. I don't endorse people sending death threats to the founder of Meadow Lane over the prices, but I understand why they're angry, because you shouldn't place such a high price tag on the concept of health and wellness.
Yep.
And maybe in a more dark sense, the concept of like living to old age. Like, you can achieve that without engaging in these stupid status markers.
Yeah.
Another one that's like a coffee shop that's become like meme-ified at this point is called Blank Street.
Okay.
And that's only in major cities like DC, New York, LA, to my understanding. Boston is one other one. And it's like people are literally just buying it because of the cup, and it doubles as an accessory on your Instagram.
Yeah.
On your outfit pic.
I mean, with everything, with social media, everything has to be external signifiers of wealth and status.
You just have, like, you must have zero self-governance, zero individual identity, zero free thought, zero critical thinking skills to engage in these trends, to buy a Labubu, to go to Blank Street just because Sabrina Carpenter told you to get an Erewhon smoothie for $45 just because you can post it on Instagram.
I mean, especially if you don't have the money in your bank account that can justify it.
Yeah, and even if you can, like, props to you. Like, I'm not hating on you for your success, but you could definitely spend your money and time more wisely. If you're rich enough to afford Meadow Lane, like, I mean, personally, I would not be on my phone that much.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's finish up reading these super chats. Digital Badger sent us $2 without a message. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
G. Perez said, Mary Morgan, this discerning Protestant will keep you in my intentions. Thank you for your testimony. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what you're referring to, though. Robert Delara said, Mary and Brett, hope both of you have a happy Thanksgiving. And you as well.
Thank you so much.
Happy early Thanksgiving. Tell us all in the chat what your Thanksgiving plans are.
I'm ending the poll, ladies and gentlemen,
no.
before we forget. 50% down the line. 50% say, and it didn't give weird percentages. 50% say yes, 50% say no. That's the first time we've ever gotten an even number.
That is crazy, guys. Why are you washing your turkey in the sink?
I'm just amazed that we got an equal percentage. Normally it's like 50 and 51 or something, or 50 and, you know what I mean?
I'm saying this because I care. It's not safe. And it's also kind of gross. And there is no scientific reason to wash poultry with water. That doesn't kill germs. What are you doing? Washing your turkey or chicken with Dawn dish soap or water was rejected at the ballot box last year. Let's abide by the results, okay? I want better for you. I'm saying it because I care about the crisis actors. Stop washing poultry in the sink. I saw this awful video a few years back where someone was skinning her potatoes on the patio. Like literally rubbing the potato on the... She like hosed it down with water and then started rubbing the potato skin off on the patio.
It was probably a rage bait video, right?
No, I saw tons of people replying to it saying that they do the same thing. What is going on in this country? Shane H. Wilder said, I feel personally attacked for drinking matcha. You shouldn't. I support, respectable gentlemen drinking matcha because it's a refined drink. And also a very healthy source of caffeine. Brian Bledsoe said, YNs becoming yuppies. True. That's exactly what's happening. No Control said, from Fresh Prince to Carlton. Yeah. Shane H. Wilder said, wait till they learn about button-up shirts.
Seriously, life hack.
And putting it underneath the quarter zip for a more elevated look.
With the tie.
Yeah. Kay said, Kay just sent us $4.99 without a message. Thank you. Greg Duvier said, the person who told people to wash poultry before cooking it is PSYOP genius. Like, how do you fall for that? Apparently half the people in the chat fell for it. It's propaganda. Propaganda is powerful.
Plain and
simple. But free yourself from these shackles, I beg you. Surenko Productions said, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hope you all have a great time away and hope the transition to remote goes smoothly. How are crisis parties going to work? They're going to be different.
They will work. Mary's going to have to just dance based on the sound in her headphones.
Right, because you're playing it on the in-ear.
I can do that. I can do that right now.
You can do it right now. We already did that. It's like way louder
To you that
for
I'm
me.
standing on business.
Let's go!
At the beach.
You guys.
I killed the shot so it wouldn't keep going.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Is that how it works?
I can do that. Yeah, I can turn it off.
Do it again.
Okay. You want to actually listen to it?
No,
Talking to you that I'm standing on business.
Huh?
At the beach.
I can't hear you.
That was from that's where we take the screenshots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that you said you had to like remove the scene to end the
No.
crisis.
No, I just hit the button a second time.
Oh, okay. Do we have any more super chats here?
There's one from Mark Reyes. Did you get that one? Or Mark
it might
Rice.
not be. It might not be populating.
Okay,
in
it
here.
says, Mary, I pray for your safe travels.
Thank
Brett,
you.
how does it feel knowing that you don't have to walk on eggshells anymore? Hold on. It's how does it feel to finally be free from regular office beatings?
How does it feel?
You know what? It's part of my daily routine.
It's only me now.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh, yeah. So,
They do want to see you. Shane H. Wilder said, I'll pray a St. Christopher's novena for you and your move. God bless, Mary. Also enjoy the video and I'll have a Christmas short when you come back.
I do have it. So
yes, we should get to that now since we have a few minutes to spare.
Big super chat there.
Crisis party chat.
Thank you.
From Bigfoot Does the Weather. Happy trails to you both. You're exceptional young people, and the world could use a show that fearlessly skewers insufferable celebrity behavior. Thanks for the ride, and all the best on whatever you tackle next.
We're not going
Well, it's not
anywhere.
goodbye. It's just goodbye for now, but thank you for the generous super chat.
I've been too hard on corporations. I understand why they beat the message into things now. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's code Brett at Brett.com. Again, that's code Brett. BRETT at Brett.com. Whoa. Thank you.
It's like oh, actually, hold on. We gotta wait for it to recycle because
Yeah.
it's the problem before.
We're losing it a little bit.
I'm losing it just a little bit here, man. Wait for it. There we go. Perfect.
Is it? It's not cutting off now.
Better not do two of them.
Okay, wait. Maybe it fixed itself.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yes!
Yes.
It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
That's amazing. But no, now I get it why in WWE they make them repeat the same phrases over and over.
Need reinforcement.
Like you just have to reinforce it for the brand. She's not going anywhere. We're just going remote.
High Voltage 75 said new party song when you come back, please.
Maybe.
That would be nice.
Maybe.
We'll let Carter know that you have issued a request. Dr. Rapscallion sent a 20. Happy Tuesday, PCC. Farewell in person, Mary. Hope the move goes well. And I wish both of you a happy Turkey Day. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's react to the edit now that we are caught up.
Okay, here we go. I went back to here.
What even is this? I'm scared.
Terrible shot.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I remember this now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so cute. Wait.
I still have
I
that.
don't wanna make it
It's packed away
Yep,
safely.
got to get the bag out of there.
Okay. You guys, this is huge. Look.
Olivia made that.
Thank you. Oh,
Yep.
If Olivia's watching, thank you. I'm going to thank her off camera as well. But this is so cute. Still uncovered.
Got it? Play button.
It's like
Watch me
Christmas.
just drop and destroy it.
It breaks in half.
I remember this day made a lot of people angry. There it is.
It did.
You know, it's true. They used to be bigger.
Yep.
I saw Tim's. That was from back in the good old days.
Yep.
But I don't care. I'm still going to frame it anyway.
Yeah, it is sad how Tim's is like enormous.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Life's
I'm
not
happy
fair.
with mine.
Like,
Yeah.
You could hear the cartoon music playing. I'm
Yeah.
with
Ask me a question.
Can I have some cheese on my burger?
What is the context for this? That's how ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies.
It's not even like your most elevated version of that. The one you would do off air was far more
torturous.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Movies. Like I'm pretty good humored. The other day you said I'm one of the most cheerful people here.
She's a very cheerful
It's true.
person.
So fuck you. I'm just
Different strokes for different folks.
I'm good.
And so
I'm
on,
good.
And so on and Scooby Dooby Dooby.
Okay, that one was up there with some of the ones you did off air. That was good.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the full one. Got it.
Just kind of dissociating there.
Yeah. Is that a Gen Z stare?
Maybe a little bit. Thank you. I mean, I don't know. I feel happy about new beginnings.
Goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever meet again? Feel no sorrow.
Oh my gosh, this is kind of creepy. Y'all cried at this?
Means you've impacted a lot of lives.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Good job, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
I
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much. I appreciated
More singing.
that highlight
More
reel.
singing.
Don't understand the context for half of that, but that's the point of the show. We're silly, goofy
I thought there was some reality TV editing in there with the Libby clip where there was just
Maybe, or
silences
we're
put there where there
actually-
wasn't any silences.
Maybe we're actually that weird. I don't know. High Voltage 75 said, one good thing with Mary gone, you'll get to keep the temp in the studio as cold as you want, Brett. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. You're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's
going
this
to be like
time
a
of year.
meat locker.
I've got my fan here, so it's not as bad.
Greg Duvier said, I like turtles in the left lane is for crime.
Perfect.
Thank you. And High Voltage 75. Oh,
wait, reset it! What the hell?
I thought it was supposed to fix itself now.
That's what I thought too. I was about to use. I was like, hey guys, send $100 super chats if you want to fix it.
So we're on number 3.
3. Yes, 3. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
Yeah. Bite me! Oh, fuck off!
How long is this gonna go on?
Better reset.
All right. So it's like kind of sort of fixed.
I'm turning it. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
High Voltage 75 said, I asked this every Thanksgiving and I'll ask again. What are you thankful for this year? What are we thankful for this year, Brett?
I am thankful for my wife. I am thankful for the new family that I've got. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for all of you guys who take the time to tune in and watch this show every day. I'm thankful to my co-host who's not leaving permanently.
Yes.
What about you? What are you thankful for?
I'm, of course, reflecting on how long we have been doing this show lately. And I'm very thankful to have joined this company. Of course, thankful to Cassandra for recommending me for this role, which happened in such a crazy way that no one could have predicted. And it's a huge blessing. I'm very thankful for my dad, who helped me move over the weekend.
Yep.
For one, that's never easy.
I did get to meet her dad.
Yes,
finally.
yes, you did. That was interesting.
He said I looked taller on camera.
Right, which is like kind of rude. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit rude.
That's okay. I was like, well, you're not exactly LeBron James either.
He's a short guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm short, so what do you think? But yeah, very thankful for that, and I'm thankful that we're going to have 1,000th episode, because who would have seen that coming?
Yeah, not many shows get to make it to that many episodes.
It's very impressive.
It's going to take longer.
Pat on the
to
back
get there.
to us, obviously, but also, of course, all of you for supporting us for this long, because how would we have 1,000 episodes without you?
And it'll take a little bit longer to get there, because the days when you're not here, those won't count as episodes of PCC if we're doing the 3 days a week.
Oh, you mean like the solo videos?
Like those won't count as those won't count as episodes. It'll take a little bit longer to get there.
Right, exactly.
So.
Shane H. Wilder said, I'm glad you enjoyed the second half. See you when you get back. And they cried at the video as a whole. It was just a funny, lighthearted thing, but, feel your feelings. And Shane said, and I'm thankful for you guys. Oh, it's just...
Thank you.
It's all love and positivity in the chat. That's rare. Greg Duvier said, how is Mary going to dance with money being shot at you?
The money's been gone for a long time.
The money hasn't been shooting on camera ever since we moved to the studio a whole year ago.
You can't see it because of where the cameras are now. You can't see them, so there was no point in continuing to do that. It just required Mary to spend 20 minutes picking up fake money every day.
But I will hear the crisis sound the same way Brett will, so I will dance.
Yes.
Sully Dunn said, as far as we know, you guys don't have legs.
Yeah?
Yeah, we don't. We just have wheels.
Basically.
We're actually... Our bottom house, we're kind of like centaurs, but it's it's a gaming chair on the bottom. So we just roll around. Yeah. Do we have any Rumble rants?
Yeah, one from Jianqi. Yes, it's the same one. It's pronounced Jianqi 123. Good luck on the move, Mary. Happy Thanksgiving, Pop Culture Crisis.
Thanks very much.
And the Rumble stream definitely cut out at one point where it dropped here. We definitely got F's in the chat, but nothing we could do about it there. I don't know if it's the weather here today or what's going on.
Nah, we're gonna blame it on Rumble.
No, because it cut for a little bit on YouTube as well.
It did?
Not for a long period of time, but it did temporarily. But it was on that end. It wasn't on the OBS side. So we got one more here from Greg Duvier. Says, I can hear the guns. Yes, but there's no money in the guns.
They still work, but we don't put money in the guns anymore, because when we did, none of it was visible on camera, and then I just ended up cleaning all the money off the floor for no reason.
Made sense when there was actually a reason. There wasn't a reason. All right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video, this episode, please, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already, as we have reiterated 10,000 times, and we will continue to reiterate so that everybody can understand what is going on. Mary is not leaving forever. Mary is she is moving. She will be back on the show, I believe, if all things go according to plan, and of course plans change. The 8th of December is when we will resume PCC as the show as you guys know it, but remote. We're going to work on that. We're going to do it. In the meantime, I'm going to be recording content. I'm still debating on whether I'm going to do any of those live next week. I don't know if you guys even care enough to see that, but I'll debate on it. It depends on how the pre-recorded one goes tomorrow. If it goes well, if I feel like it would be interesting enough to be able to do all my segments all at one time for you guys and do it live rather than film them individually and just upload them as clips, perhaps I will do that. But the point is, guys, PCC is not going anywhere. Mary will be back. It's just going to be a little bit of time, and there will be segments coming out in the meantime.
Someone said Mary is going to be Greg Gutfeld's personal assistant. This is news to me.
Does he have one of those doors where one of those like things on his desk where he can hit the button and the door locks behind him?
No. Okay, guys, thank you so much for wishing me luck on my move, and I hope that you all have a really lovely Thanksgiving. Of course, I'm going to remind you again to head over to castbrew.com and get yourself a bag of Mary's Ghost Blend, my s'mores flavored coffee with the Thanksgiving discount code Turkey20 for 20% off. You can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived. And help me get TikTok famous. That is also Mary Archived. I don't want to see any doomerism in the chat. Silence with that. Be on your best behavior. Okay? I think we have another super chat, right?
I don't.
Are we all caught up?
I think we're all.
I'm just making sure.
Unless I missed one, I think you got.
All right.
I think we're all caught up. Guys, I just want to reiterate before we go, thank you so much for being part of the show. We wouldn't be able to do this show if you guys did not tune in to watch the live streams, the clips. The way you guys support the channel has been very, very helpful to us. We thank you so much for that. We passed 20K on Rumble, I believe, today.
Nice.
On top of, we've been growing well on YouTube. And again, all of this wouldn't be possible without you guys tuning in to watch. Thank you so much for that. I hope to have a lot of good content coming out for you. In the meantime, remember, we will be back on December 8th, so stay tuned for that and keep an eye on the channel for all of the content that comes out. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and on X at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. Normally, we are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, of course, noon Pacific. Of course, this is not a normal week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. On audio platforms, we are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you guys would like to listen rather than just watch this show, you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, which is another great way to help the channel out. So thank you guys so much for that. And if you want to follow us on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook at Pop Culture Crisis, Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. There's a couple more there before we go.
Yes, I also want to be clear. I was not laughing at Brett's sincere remarks just now. I was laughing at someone in the chat who said Mary's coffee took off. And I'm going full time into the coffee business.
That makes sense.
Skateman 2010 said, "Don't go. I think you'll survive over the holiday before we come back in December. Don't worry." High Voltage 75 said, "Happy early birthday to PCC, by the way, December 2nd. Is it December 2nd?
That was the day
of
the channel was
2021?
When the channel was created, but we didn't get to work until into the new year.
Yes.
So, I mean, really it was in early 2022, but the channel was like thought up in like November, and then the channel, and they started building out all of the graphics and everything in December of that month.
And Shane H. Wilder said, "Safe travels and happy Thanksgiving." Thank you very much.
Couldn't have said it better myself, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back on December 8th. See you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.